Hi, welcome, 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 welcome. It's Tuesday. It is a 12 p.m. here in New York, greater New York City area. It is 9 a.m. in California. Hopefully it's still 5 p.m. in London somewhere. It means that it's Tuesday, you on the Confluent YouTube channel, and meaning this is the time for live streams. My name is Viktor Gamov, and I will be your host today. And today we'll be talking about, as always, we're talking about Kafka, stream processing, some cool things around this, made a little bit of a cloud. And as always, I will be answering your questions if you have any. So this is if you join us for the first time, welcome to the show. I would like you to use this opportunity and let's do some interactive. Like the thing is, if you're joining us, like write down where you're joining us, where you come from, what you're up to, and yeah, I'm looking forward to read all of these comments. Let's see how many people we are at this moment. I do see 19 people. 19 people watching. It's amazing. Write down in the comments where you're coming from. I see a few regulars. Dave Klein here. Hey, how's it going, Dave? Thank you so much for joining. Naveen, always ready for some action. Welcome. Thanks so much for coming. And Andreas, also here. Our regulars are here today. I will give you a few more. I will give you a few more minutes to catch up and write down again. You join us for the first time. Write down where are you coming from and what are you up to. Like, okay, let's do this one. So usually we do what kind of drink you're drinking, and I'm drinking today Focusate with 0 sugar because I need this focus for my live stream today. But you also can write down what you're drinking today. And I will be also interested what you're drinking. So, a few things since the last time. If you join us for the first time, you don't know what is happening here. I just go in live every Tuesday on 12 p.m. my time, and I'm talking about all things that basically part of my interest that we'll be talking about. And today's, I would like to have some continuation of our conversation that we had the last time. And the last time we talked about this new cool project, this part of ksqlDB. It's called reactive ksqlDB Java client. And I was thinking about this. So I showed this some of the bits of code you last time, and I was thinking like how we can improve like certain bits of this demo. And for those of you who don't know where you can find those demo if you missed that last time, so I will show you real quick. So all our stuff is always in Livestreams GitHub. So if you go to this demo scene repository, in this demo scene repository you'll find a Livestreams folder, and basically they sorted by date. Yeah, that's where my imagination stopped. So if you have a better idea about taxonomy, feel free to let me know. But we will continue based on this one. So for today, I will just like copy paste some of the code from last week. Yeah, I think I will go straight away to the show part, unless anyone have any other ideas about today's agenda. Okay, so what we have here. So we do have Indra from Nepal, Hari from India, Yash from Bangalore. Oh, Brian from foggy San Francisco. I'm sorry about that. I hope everything is like foggy is like usual fog, not the not the forest, the fires and stuff like that. Marcelo from Kafka BR. Marcelo, let me know what's the BR means. All right, Brazil. And yeah, so I will do this one. Venezuelan on Chile. Nice. Welcome. That's great to have you here. Welcome to Livestreams. Okay, yeah, so what we were talking about last time? ksqlDB, Java client. And if you missed that, if you missed the last live stream, it's okay. You can find this on our YouTube channel. If you go in here, if you go into YouTube channel, you'll find the playlist and all the videos from the previous live streams are available there. So that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, awesome. So those are here. And one of the things that, if you didn't know what we were talking about last time, is I'm trying to find this. I don't see it here. Maybe it's not there yet. KSQL. Yep. So this is the episode from the last week where I was talking about this Java client, and this is Java client. Has certain cool features, right? So I will grab the some source code from last week and see how we can September 15, and I will copy it here. Okay, I'll just do. Just we'll use the just the Finder. Finder will help me. Would be much easier. I'm, as you can see, I'm very my Unix skills not super cool. Okay, so we'll go in here. I'll just do this one, and I'll just do this one. Now, okay, I copied this, and we're going to live streams. Yep, live streams, and we're going to September 22, and IntelliJ open up. So, a couple things that we talked about the last time. Let me just escape this the full screen so you will see everything what we did. We'll go in here. Let's see what we have here. We do have this ksqlDB client. There's something for testing we're not going to be using today. And some of the things that I noticed last time is we're doing a lot of like this type of stuff, and we're doing a lot of like this, like blocking calls, even though it's not blocking. Some of the things around the processing of particular responses are not the way how I like them to be. So like. And especially in documentation, like if we want to do some processings of these things, let me show you. Like we need to have this anonymous subscriber that we need to implement. So I was thinking, like why would you need to have, why we have this kind of like reactive things built in Java, and but there are many different frameworks. Like, can we use these different frameworks here? And since if you follow this channel for a while, if you know that I was doing a lot of work with Spring Boot and just Spring in general, it's my type of jazz. You can watch some of the previous video. I showed how you can use Confluent Cloud and Spring Boot and things like that. So I decided, okay, so what is available in the Spring Boot that allows me to get the idea from get some of the reactive bits. And one of the things that the recent versions of Spring Boot is using this thing called the Project Reactor. So the Project Reactor allows me to do a couple things. Is that it provides like API. So the Project Reactor provides the API to deal with reactive systems, and it provides the ways, and it's like highly integrated with Spring. So in future, maybe next episode, I will show you how all this stuff can be integrated with Spring Boot, for example. And since our client, like ksqlDB client, is implementing reactive stream specification, I thought that it would be very maybe easy, or maybe not super easy, but at least like it's possible to integrate this. So this is what we're going to be trying to do. So again, previous week, I did like a raw API that comes with this client. Today, I want to try to use thing like the Project Reactor. So, but before I jumped into this coding, let's see what do we have here in the chat. It's great to hear. Very great to hear, Brian, that it's just a regular smoke and there's a less smoky than the last few days. It's a really good news to hear from my Bay Area folks. All right, waiting from Paris. My goal was to go to Paris in 2020. Didn't happen, but 2020 didn't end yet. So hopefully I still will be able to go there. All right, so Ravi, welcome. And Ravi says he's very new to Kafka, but very enthusiastic to learn about this. Many people in the community should already recommend you to resources to learn, but always go to Kafka tutorials. Just you can find incredible resource to learn things. So it's as many of you know, it's developer.confluent.io, right? Everybody knows this. Developer.confluent.io. Developer.confluent.io. This is where you need to go if you want to learn more about Kafka. This is your place. This is your landing page. Go there. Next time, can you talk please about transactions and windows in Apache Kafka? It's a very good question. I mentioned this the previous time that I will start, maybe not like in the next few episodes, I will start talking about in microservices, and we will talk about all sorts of frameworks or like capabilities that are available in streams and available in basically in streams. In ksqlDB to deal with the windowing. Not sure about transaction. What do you mean about transactions in this particular context? Because there are interesting things about transactions, and if you're talking about like producer transactions, or you're talking about how to span transaction across multiple sources, including Kafka and including I don't know, the database, for example. Matthias from Madrid, welcome to visit us anytime. Like as soon as we'll be clear to travel, I will definitely show up. Retna from Johannesburg, new to ksql. That's awesome. Welcome to Livestreams. Okay, now switching back to screen, and let's talk about this a little bit. Now the last time I used this one, this time I remember there is a very good blog post that my friend and colleague Michael Dragalis wrote back in the day, like a few months ago, like maybe the last year, and it was interesting take on ksql as your productivity tool for your Apache Kafka. if you need to do something like create topic, produce message, validate the schema, and so far and so on, I was wondering, okay, if he's talking about ksql, can I take this on a higher level with whatever I will be using today? So I will combining these two. So I will be using this as a foundation for my ksql. Plus, I will be using Project Reactor as my, the framework on top of. Again, today I'm not going to be teaching about this Project Reactor because I just started learning this myself. But I found their API is very nice. So API for dealing with the reactive stuff is just super cool. And we're gonna be looking to release this version. And let's see some notes. Reference. How we can get this? How we can bring this to our application? There is understanding getting a reactor. So we're getting a reactor. We are here in Gradle. So we can use this Spring dependency management plugin for our application. Here's my build.gradle plugin section, my application. Oops. And we're doing this. Do we have I'm wondering if we will have some discussions today about the color of the code scheme in my IDE, as we did the last time. So we're talking about dependency management. We're doing this one here. And I believe we need to use not Bitsumi, Bismuth. I need to have a conversation with my Spring boys about the naming of their releases because sometimes I don't understand what those mean. Probably there is a meaning on those. So we're going to be using this Dysprosium version, and we're going to be using this dependency, and we're going to be using this one, and we're going to be using, that should be, yeah, so that's going to be our dependency. So let's do this one, do refresh. Okay, and let's start from scratch. So, couple things. Let's bring the blog post here. So we will start with this use case of creating a topic. So in this case, we're going to be using create a stream. For that, client create client options dot create dot war client options dot create client options. So since we're dealing with, we're going to be using, as the last time, you know, that my Kafka and my ksqlDB in the cloud, just simply because if I will run this on my computer, it will blow up. I'm just kidding. So it's going to be all right. And in my, let me see. I think I already wrote this code, and I just removed this code that allows me to connect to Confluent Cloud. So I will just copy it here, and it's fine. Copy paste from yourself is not the bad thing, right? I hope. So in this case, we will do. So it's going to be import class Java URL URL. So it's going to be some of the things that are available in my command line. So, and in this case, I'll use client.get. Let's start with something simple. we will do list of streams. Let's do a list of topics. Let's start with something simple. So with this, as a result, we do have completable future. So completable future of list of topic info. So even though it's it is a list of objects, but essentially it's just an object. So my result will include list of information about the topics. But a completable future is always generating one object. So either it's going to be 0 or 1. So that will correspond to mono. Mono, it is a the small thing that is one of the classes that are available in Project Reactor that allows me to generate one or more result. And cool thing about the mono, I can create from completable future or from future. So I can create the mono from completable future. And in this case, I was told that I can just simply go here and just do a list of things, and I'm good to go. And after that, I will just do subscribe, and in my subscribe method, I will get a list of topic info, which is going to be my list of information. And the type of this guy would be list of topic infos, right? That's what that's what I expect to get. Something like this should be something like this. Okay, but I think we can do better. So let's start over. So first of all, when I do this, in this case, future will be created, and but I don't want it, because if I'm not calling subscribe, maybe nothing is happening. So in this case, I will do let's have it. Where's my method? Let's call it public list of topics, and we will get a we'll get the client here, ksqlDB client, and the result will be mono t. Let's do this one. So I don't know which exact type would be here. I'll just want to return mono from future. And here I'm going to be using supplier. I was told that this is the right idea to use it instead of get a result out of this, but have a more like a factory method approach. So in this case, client list topics. So in this case, make like this, and like this. So what it says. So in this case, this also fine, and it's going to be my method why it says like this. Okay. Now, so I can do here a list of topics, topics, or this. Okay, I need to create the class. Okay, sweet. Now let's do this one. So in this case, we will optimize it. Let's do constructor, and inside the constructor, we'll say client and client, ksql client, and private final. Just want to create this one. id constructor parameter and ksql. All right, cool. So in this particular case, we're doing this new app. We're passing this client here and this var. Okay, so in this case, we not need to do this. We just do this ksql client, something like this. So in this case, we will be doing this app dot list of topics, and now we can do subscribe. A new consumer list of topics. We can make sure we're using right type topics, and for that we just do topics each just system out println system dot out, and would do a print line. Simple. Okay, now I need to make sure that those endpoints will be there. So when I will run this, and what is this? I will just do ksql. And what are those? Obviously, method exception here. So if I run this, Gradle run, that should doesn't look right, but what went wrong? Null point, class not found. Cannot load main class. Livestreams app. Let's see. build.gradle, Confluent, developer, livestreams.app. Gradle build. Run. So class not found. Okay, interesting. Let me do this. Let's run it. Let's run it from IDE then. I will run. It will supposedly it should fail. Yeah, because I didn't provide any URLs. In order to do that, remember last time I showed you. If you don't, I will show you again. My permission expired. Okay, let's do this one. Yep, connecting. Doing this. Welcome to Confluent Cloud. So, are we still here? Like, am I alone? Can we throw some likes in for the change, so I would know that I'm not alone here and you still enjoying this conversation with me? Please, a little bit more likes. So my ksqlDB is up and running, and in order to connect to this one, I can tools and clients to config. So since I provided, since I created this cluster using this tool called a, I don't have a link. I don't have a link here. So the tool called ksqlDB stack. Stack. That's a small utility that provisions cluster for me. It actually generates this like Java endpoints for my application. So in my somewhere here, that's a workshop. That. And I'm doing scripts, ksqlDB, and there should be something in my Delta configs. So if I go and say env Delta configs env data, a couple of things that I need to have here: ksqlDB endpoint and the basic auth. This is something that I will I need to use it. So if I go to my do run, edit configuration. So edit configuration, my application, there should be environment variables and two things that I can pass here. So the first one and the second one. Okay, two environment variables. You need to replace it with whatever you have. Should do app. Okay, apply. Application already exists. Okay, so we will kill that and we'll save our thing here. Okay, all right, so let's see if we will be able to run this once again. Does anyone understand what I'm talking about here? Like what I'm doing here? Is it like good to go for everyone? So now my application was successfully connected to Confluent Cloud and get the list of the topics. Let's make sure that we do have a list of these topics exactly as we have here. All right, cool. So we are in business. We are in business here. So we have a connection, so we can do whatever we want. Now, the next thing is what we're going to be doing. Let's get back to this. Where's my sticky notes? I will just put these links here so you would know what I'm talking about. So first of all, this is the Kafka productivity whatever. I will put this here. You can copy it from here. You should not see this one yet because this is something surprise that I will preparing this for you for tomorrow. So now let's create Kafka topic. So in order to create this Kafka topic, we're using this statement. So let's grab it. And this is going to be our just let's create this constant. Why? I did create a pack. Okay, so yeah, okay. Public static final string create topic statement. All right, so this is gonna be extras. Couple things. What I see right now, this this statement was prepared a while ago, I believe, because it still uses this key thing. And in ksql, we changed the syntax. If you want to learn about these changes in the ksql syntax, you can go to Confluent blog, and we're doing this ksql, and there should be, let me do this, ND. So there's a guy named Andy Coates. He one of the members of the ksqlDB team, and he's amazing. And he wrote the blog post about this, the changes in the key. So in a couple of things that we changed, we are where we're going down. It's a very good blog post. I will post it here. You can also read about this, but there should be TLDR. So we don't want to TLDR. Should be TLDR. Yep, there's a TLDR. So we remove this with key. So we will remove this, and primary key keyword will be available for tables, and key will be available for streams. So in our case, I would say it's going to be shipment int. It's going to be key. Let me see if it's going to be on the very top. I don't remember syntax. Yeah, key. Key, and in this case, I would say shipment. I remove it from here, and value format is JSON. Now, the next thing is that what we're going to be doing. We want to have, let's do public void, say execute statement, because we're going to be execute statement. And that's going to be like this. So this ksql client statement, execute statement takes the properties. So in this case, we need to have string SQL, and a map of properties. So in this case, we're doing SQL and the properties. Now, it returns what? As you probably already know, this returns completable future. This completable future has this execute statement result. And this is going to be our type, because we want to introspect this result and see what it does. Change completable future type to completable future. Yeah, what is that? Oh, anyway. So the next thing is that we want to turn it into mono. So we're doing the mono from future, also supplier. We're going into completable future, and we need to do so it's going to be map what, like a string and object, something like that. So in this case, we need to change the return type to mono, and the properties. What is that? Why? Ah, string. String, of course. Now execute statement, and we need to have another one method that will just, you know, for simplicity, we don't need to. Now, so the cool thing is that we are now can do things like this. Just app execute statement, our create statements, and map of. In this case, I will just run this with. I don't need to run this with the properties. With the properties, I can provide the, you know, the, or how it's called, the reset, offset, and things like that. So let's do this one. Let's create method that will do this, and in this method we will do return this execute statement. Statement and collections of empty map. So it returns mono, and we'll just do SQL. And what is that? Make method void. Okay. Now, in this case, it's empty. And now what I can do here, I can do subscribe. Also, since I already have another mono, there is a method then that allows me to execute another method once this method will be done. So in this case, I don't need to wait until it will return, but I will be interested if I will be able to do something like this. App dot list, list of topics, and after that I'll just subscribe. And so basically I do this subscribe method. We'll see if I will be able to create. Right? Yeah. So now, execute statement, and after that, I will be seeing the list of topics. Okay? Oh, actually, let's do this one. Let's do even cooler. Let's do a list of topics. We're not going to be subscribing. I'll do a list of topics. I will do, say, map. So I will, pass it transformed value or whatever. So just do a new list of objects. Okay. I will create implement methods, a method apply. So in this case, I will do system out out.println topic infos, right? And I replace with lambda, replace with lambda. In this case, oh, too big. Okay. Just too fast. Now I can do. It needs to return something. Okay, so return since I will. Okay, I'm doing wrong. It needs to return something. So in this case, we'll do this. And after that, I still return same topics infos. So it will pass it to the next one. And see, I'll do then. And I can do like chain of things. So if I'll do here, just var create topic mono. So, and the cool thing about this, I can, since like here I just created this one, right? So I just created this this mono, and in this case I don't call it. It will not be executed. Like list of monos, yeah. And after that I can execute it here, right? My reactive friends, if you watch this, system out println. Now, so in this case, I created this this mono. It doesn't do anything yet, so it's just like a chain, few things. Here, I also, first of all, getting list of topics, printing the results of these topics, and after that, I will be executing my mono, and I'm subscribing to this result. So the next time, I should be able to get first time list of topics that were before I created the statement, and the list of topic that was there after I created the statement. Okay, why is that? Okay, again. Up. Okay, environment variables. Okay, so this one is extra. I don't need this, and this is one is good one. Now, when I run this, okay, before, and where's my after? Where's my after? Let's see if I have anything here. Refresh. No, it looks like something is not right. So maybe I couldn't create. Let's do it simple. Let's do it step by step. Maybe I'm moving too fast in in this sense. So let's do this one. Let's start over. List of mono execute statement and get subscribe. And let's see if we get a result. And let's see if we have here so result. So we don't need this yet, and we will maybe I'm moving too fast. Maybe there's some error. Maybe I forgot to do something. It happens. So execute statement, we get the result, subscribe, and that's where we are. I don't need to have this like this, right? So this should do. Also, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So this is why I will do things like error. And I do system.error println. And I put my error here. If there would be error, I will be able to print this, replace with lambda. And this one as well. Cool. Let me run this once again. And after that, I will look in the question and answer all these questions if there are any questions. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere. This is what I was expecting. So there was a problem with equals. I keep forgetting to enable those. Okay, so when I do this, so okay, ksqlOut, ksql app list. So let's make sure that we're doing this as the same the ID, and it's also pointing to the same. Yep, we're doing this, and after that we do Kafka cluster list, and after that we do ksql app. Where's the ksql ACL? Okay, ACL, I forgot what's the name of this, configure ACLs. So let's see, this is my cluster ID, 32D, yep, and this is my, yeah, I should have it configured. Configured ACLs, and for, let's see. Let's see if it helps. Maybe something is stuck on my side. Authorized exception. Denied for the topic. Authorization denied. Okay. Maybe I should do... Let's be specific because it's just only one topic that we will be dealing with. And let's rerun this. No, why? Configure ACLs. Let's see if I am on the right environment. Maybe I'm in the wrong environment. So let's see. This is ksqlDB. The cluster ID is the same 96, right? 96, that's correct cluster. And it is connected to my Kafka cluster, which is cluster settings. This is my cluster ID, correct? Correct. Why it's not allow me to do this? I don't know. That's very terrible. Let me have a break and I'll see if there's any questions. So do they send REST requests to ksqlDB? So those clients, they actually use new type of API, which is built on top of HTTP 2.0, and it's more RPC style than REST style. So existing REST API is still available, but in this case, it will be using HTTPS. Oh, sorry, HTTP 2. Could you do for each instead of map in return? I think I can, but like, is it is it reactive? Is it reactive? Is it we doing the right thing? I don't know. Let's get back to this real quick. Following documentation. Let's see. Let's see if documentation might show me something. Because I did this multiple times previously and it did work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong this time. Now, create equals. Yes, for ksql cluster. Okay, let's see. Create topic and app dry run. Create allow dash allow. Yeah, it should be good. Full access to topics, to all topics. Yep, this is what I need. This is what I need. Kafka ICL create a service account. I don't know what's the service account. What's the service account? Service account. ksql app configure equals cluster topic. Okay. Let's see. Cloud ksql cluster ID. And in our case, it is this one. So I'm wondering, maybe the problem with these symbols. Let me try. Maybe this is a. I would be surprised if it's not. So the cluster, all the topics. All right. So let's run this once again. No, still access denied, and cannot create this one. Service account ID appears. Okay, let's see. ksqlcloud, ksql, list. Show me all equals. Configure equals. Let's see if I can do dry run. Okay, so this is my user, and where's my topic? I have a I have wild card here. I don't see. I don't see my. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try this. Let's try this. Like allow service account for this guy. Oops. Shit. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Let's see if I will be able to do that. Okay. And I hope this helps. Come on. I don't see error. Hopefully my data will be here. No. So what is going on? Domain search failed. Failed to resolve. Why is that? Why the hell? Let's see. Stop and rerun. Yeah, something with authorization. I need to figure this out, folks. I need to something, you know, to figure out why this stuff is not working, because I did exactly the things I was told to do, but I don't know. Like that's crazy. Yeah, I cannot pass this authorization thing. I need to check. Maybe I'm doing something wrong on my side, but which brings us to another point. So since I failed miserably right now, and I can type some code and show you some of the cool APIs and like try to join those together. It happens. Live show, nothing prepared. I would like to invite you tomorrow with another stream. So I will be doing. I will bring in some of the reactive experts here. If you go to this one, you will get the another YouTube channel, and it's also announcement. You can subscribe it. Tomorrow we will try to fix that. So it happens. I cannot. So if we go to this new live stream show tomorrow, where I will try to fix that, this is where you want to go. This is where you will see. So I will bring my friend Sergey. He's like a reactive expert, so we can hack around together. Now, meanwhile, so we have 5 minutes left. So let's see if we have some good questions. So question, does ksqlDB applications runs on the same server as Kafka? No, it is not. So the ksqlDB application, it's 100% detached from like a Kafka infrastructure. So this is why this application needs to get access to this topic, because they're talking to this cluster through same APIs and as we know. So that's why, in order to perform certain operations, like it was able to connect, but I was not able to create certain topics. And I don't know why. Like maybe I'm doing something wrong. Probably I'm doing something wrong. And as you can see here, even if you go and see in cluster settings. So this is the Bootstrap URL that you see. This is like URL to this cluster. And there is a ksqlDB which should have something like let's see, tools and configs. Should be show me something like ksql. Where I can find ksql, Bootstrap application URL. I cannot find this, but yeah, my application knows how to connect to this one. API access? No, it's a Kafka. Tools and clients, CLI tool. No, it only gives me Kafka, Confluent platform components. I don't know, like need to find this. But it's okay. So, but it actually works because it's I'm hitting the right server. So my ksqlDB URL was here in my ksqlDB endpoint thing. Can ksqlDB schema registry both enable at the time? Yes, they can, and they are. So in this particular case, in my application, I do have, should be the consumers, my environment, and there's my schema registry. It's there, but there's nothing here. I don't have anything, but like schema registry is configured here. So that's way to use it, because ksqlDB uses a JSON schema, Avro schema, and protobuf schema from ksqlDB. Yeah, I mean, like, I like to have my live streams, not failing, but hey, that happens. User-defined function in ksqlDB demo. So ksqlDB in the cloud doesn't have ability have a user-defined functions. If you want to have this ksqlDB user-defined functions, you need to do like locally. I probably can do this, but like I like to have my the cloud-related demos. So that would be cool. There's some typo in your environment variable. Maybe there's some typo in my environment variable, but I believe there's something with the ACLs that I'm configuring. So I think I'm missing some points. In the past, it usually worked So if I'll do let's see, if I'll do dry run, and if I will do run this, it's not even creating the for topic. Yeah, I can do read, describe. I can, yeah, this is what I'm reading. So I can do all these kind of things, but hey, I need to investigate. So since I need to investigate this, you have you would be interested to join me next week, probably, right? When the next week we will discover this mystery and we'll see why I failed. And also, like, join me for tomorrow for another live stream on a different channel where we be kind of like also hacking around some code, and we'll look into some of the reactivity thing about all these kind of things. I would like to say how many people. Like I've seen around 30 people were watching today. That's incredible. Do not forget to subscribe so you get notified for the next time where this show will be airing. Reminder, Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And I want to say you that I wish you have a nice day, and you should have a nice day. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.